Welcome back, children. Today we are going to learn a poem called Life, written by Henry Van Dyke. Henry Van Dyke is an American poet. He is also an educator. He served as a professor of English literature at Princeton University between 1899 to 1923. He was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Letters and received many other honors too. He used to write poems that is completely based on philosophy, through which he used to teach to the others that how one should lead their life in a fruitful way. In this poem, Life, we can able to see that he have wrote this poem in the form of a sonnet. What is a sonnet? Sonnet, it is an Italian word called sonetto. Sonetto in the sense, it is a long poem or a small lyric. A sonetto will contain 14 lines. That 14 lines is called as an iambic pentameter. First 8 lines of the sonnet are known as octave and the last 6 lines are called as sestet. First 8 lines of the sonnet is called as octave and the next 6 lines, that is the last 6 lines, are called as sestet. It will be categorized on the basis of their rhyming scheme. These 14 lines are categorized as 8 and 6 based on the rhyme scheme. It is much important to learn a rhyme scheme for poetry. So we came to know that Life poem is a sonnet. Sonnet is a long poem or a small lyric. It will contain 14 lines. Those 14 lines are called as an iambic pentameter. Those 14 lines are again divided into 8 and 6. The first 8 lines are called as octave and the last 6 lines are called sestet. These 8 and 6 lines are categorized based on the rhyme scheme. So, before entering into the poem, let me again tell you about the poet. Poet Henry Van Dyke is an American poet, an educator. He served as a professor of English literature at Princeton University between 1899 to 1923. He was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Letters and received many other honors for his work in literature. So before entering into the poem, let me tell about the mood of the poet to write the poem. The poet, as I said to you earlier, is a philosopher. Through this poem, the poet taught us that how one should lead his life and what one should do to make the life to be worthwhile. Everyone in our life serving our best to prove ourselves that we are good. So how one should be to make our life to be in a good way. So let's enter into the poem. This poem, what I've selected Life as the first unit, first poem, and it is the memory poem for you. So you have to memorize each and every line of the poem by heart. So let's start the poetry. Let me but live my life from year to year. Here, me is the word denotes the poet himself. So the poet himself tells that he wants to live his life from years to years together. For everyone of us will feel the same, that we want to live our life from years to years. Years to years in the sense, we want to live our life in a very good way throughout the year. Throughout the year, we want to get appreciation. Appreciation is much important for each one of us to lead our life to be more good, more worthwhile, and to achieve more things in our life. So here the poet is also telling that let me live my life from year to year. That is, the poet wants to live his life from years to years together. Those years to years, how he want to live? He want to live with forward face and unreluctant soul. What does it mean for forward face and unreluctant soul? With forward face, in the sense, he wants to live his life with forward face, with forwardness, no backwardness. He don't want to fail in his life at any point. He wants to achieve success in everything, whatever he do. So here also the poet says that he wants to live his life from years to years with forward face. And he also adds that he wants to live with unreluctant soul. Unreluctant soul. The soul, why the poet mentions here is, soul is eternity. It doesn't face any end. So he wants to teach everything to his soul. So that's why the poet says that he wants to live unreluctant soul. Unreluctant means willing to do anything and willing to do something or anything. So here the poet wants to just emphasize. That's why I have used this word unreluctant. He wants to emphasize his life. Emphasize by telling that he wants to live to do something good in his life, that too with a forward face. That's why the poet is again telling with forward face and unreluctant soul. He want to do something to get goodness in his life, to show that he have lived his life in a worthful manner. So let me live my life from year to year with forward face and unreluctant soul. So he wants to live with forward face. He wants to live his life years to years with forward face and unreluctant soul. That the soul is willing to do something good in the life. The unreluctant word used by the poet here is to emphasize the view that he has on his life. Not hurrying to, nor turning from the goal. So here the poet beautifully tells that he doesn't want to turn from his goal. So he doesn't want to hurry also. Not hurrying to, nor turning from the goal. So with a steady mind, he wants to achieve something in his life. With a steady heart, steady soul, with forward face, he wants to achieve. So that's why he is telling he doesn't want to get hurriness. He's not hurrying to, nor turning from the goal, which means he doesn't want to hurry. He doesn't want to turn from his goal, which means he is very steady to achieve his goal. He is very confident too. In the next line, he tells, not mourning for the thing that disappear. Usually in our life, we will not get everything at every time. So we may get disappointment. That's why the poet is telling, not mourning for the things that disappear. Disappear in the sense, the poet doesn't want to feel any sad thing for the disappointment that he had in his life. Every time the children used to have disappointment if they get any bad thing, or if they feel any low marks, if after putting hard work, if they get disappointment by failing or getting low marks, the students may disappoint and mourn. But here the poet is advising us, don't mourn for the thing that disappear. He said that he doesn't want to feel sad for the thing that disappears. So not mourning for the thing that disappears. Next line we have to note, in the dim past, nor holding back in fear. So the poet is telling that don't mourn, don't feel sad for the things that disappears. That disappears in the dim past. The past is always dim, right? We have to work hard for the future. For the present, we have to fulfill our thing. That whatever we are doing, we have to do it for the present. That means we have to fulfill the present. That's why the poet is telling, don't mourn, don't feel sad for the thing that disappears in the past. That too in the dim past, nor holding back in fear. So because of the disappointment, because of the fear, you may be back. But the poet is telling, go back. Don't hold back. In the dim past, such thing may disappear. Whatever the thing that happens, whatever the thing that disappoints you may disappear in the dim past. So don't feel for that. Nor holding back in fear. Don't hold back in fear. Not mourning for the thing that disappears in the past, nor hold back in the fear from what the future wails. So don't hold back. Okay? Don't get holding back. That the future always wails the good thing. Future is a hiding thing. Wails here means hides, that is disappearing, that is hiding, masking something. So don't fear for the future. If something disappoints you in the past, don't fear for the future. It is hiding something good for you. So don't fear for it. But with a whole and a happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. So the poet is telling, not mourn for the thing that disappear. in the past, nor holding back in fear from what the future wails, but with a whole heart and happy heart, with a whole heart, that too in a happy heart, that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. You should travel on. Okay, you may be youth or aged, whatever the age, whatever the stage you are in at your life, you just keep on traveling with cheer, because the future is there. Future is hiding something good for you. That is always you should pay your toll so that you can enjoy the fulfillment of your life. Always have in your mind that something good is waiting for you in the future. The future is hiding something good for you. So with a whole and happy heart, don't mourn. You should not mourn, okay? You should not mourn for the disappeared past. You should work for the present, so that the future that is wailing something for you, of course, that will give you a good cheer in your life. So keep on, travel on with cheer, in the sense, keep on traveling in your life. Keep on traveling with hope in your life. Definitely, you will get something good in your life, that what you want to achieve. The goal, that you should not turn out from your goal, and you should not hurry in doing your thing. Always be steady and be very confident to achieve your goal. So this was the thing that the poet telling in the first 8 line. Let me but live my life from year to year. The poet wants to live his life from years to years. With how he wants to live that life, with forward face and unreluctant soul. From years to years, he wants to live his life with forward face and unreluctant soul. Not hurrying to, not turning from the goal. He doesn't want to hurry, he doesn't want to turn from the goal. How he doesn't want to turn? Because he is not mourning for the thing that disappears. Not mourn for the thing that disappears in the where it is in the dim past, nor holding back in fear from what the future wails, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travel on with cheer. So the poet wants us to travel on and on with cheer. He wants us to prove ourselves with unreluctant soul. We have to prove that we will achieve something good in our life. So this is the first 8 line the poet talks about, and you have to by heart this poetry. That's the memory poem for you. That's why each and every line, each and every word that you should by heart. So let me explain these first 8 line again. Let me but live my life from year to year with forward face and unreluctant soul. Unreluctant means the soul that is eagerly willing to do something good. Not hurrying to, not turning from the goal. Not mourning for the thing that disappears. Mourning means sad feel. In the dim past, nor holding back in fear from what the future wails, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travel on with cheer. So the future always wails, hides something good for us. Always you should have positive thought that something is good waiting for us. So we doesn't want to feel for the past that disappears. We may get disappointment in the past. So don't feel bad or sad for it. Always good thing is waiting for us in the future if we work hard in the present. That is the thing that poet says in these 8 lines. The first 8 lines of the sonnet are called as octave. So in the first 8 lines, the poet says so. Let me live my life from year to year with forward face and unreluctant soul, not hurrying to, not turning from the goal, not mourning for the thing that disappears in the dim past, and nor holding back in fear from what the future wails, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll, the youth and age travel on with cheer. So children, by heart these 8 lines. Let's see the remaining by next class. Thank you. Take care. Bye.